We have some more big leaks here for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. I want to go through 4 to 6 perks that we could be seeing in the upcoming seasons for Black Ops Cold War Zombies that were found in the code. They're definitely very interesting perks, so stay tuned for that. I want to cover a Samantha Maxis interview. The actor of Samantha Maxis came out and gave us some insight as to what they're doing with Samantha Maxis in Black Ops Cold War and how early on they decided what the storyline was going to be like for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. I want to go through a bunch of your guys' comments as well, talk about past zombie crews such as the Victus crew coming to the game in the form of operators, and a bunch of other comments that you guys gave me I'm going to respond to. And always leave comments down below. I try to respond to as much of you guys as I possibly can. If you guys can leave a like on the video, that would be greatly appreciated. I want to also let you guys know we're 38 subs away from 60k, so seriously, I appreciate all the new viewers and subscribers. Thank you guys for joining the channel. If you can subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Help me hit 60k. So seriously, thank you guys again. Shout out to the members as always. And let's get started here first with the perk information. So I want to say this here. This is where this stuff came from. You guys remember the videos we talked about back a couple of months ago. The alpha files leaked out for Black Ops Cold War. The beta files leaked out for Black Ops Cold War. And in those leaks, there were just tons and tons of leaked information about all different aspects of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. In my video yesterday, we went through a bunch of the cut content from Black Ops Cold War Zombies, a lot of cool stuff like the ray rifle and all different features that we were supposed to get in Zombies, but we didn't get. So if you want to check that video out, that video will be down below in the description, at the top of the description. Pretty good information there. But within those original beta and alpha leaks of Black Ops Cold War, we had a bunch of different perks in the code of the game. So the perks that we're about to go through here, it's no confirmation, no guarantee that we are going to see these DLC perks, but we do know there are 4 empty slots on the Wonder Fizz machine. And Treyarch already confirmed in the blog post before Black Ops Cold War officially launched that we would be getting DLC perks throughout the next couple of seasons of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. So we know for sure we're at least getting 4 perks. So even though these leaks might not come to fruition, most likely some of these perks that we're going to be going through here will be in the game. Now, the perks that I've been hearing, I'll leave some links down below. A bunch of people are talking about, I talked about yesterday in my live stream, if you guys were watching, Mule Kick, Double Tap, PhD, and Tombstone are 4 of the perks that were leaked out that we could be seeing in the DLC season. Which ones are the most plausible? I would say there's a pretty good chance of us seeing Mule Kick and Double Tap, potentially, maybe PhD. Tombstone, they would have to work around a little bit differently because of Cold War, how it works. Maybe it's not as useful, but I could still see them bringing new upgrades, new variations of these perks, especially PhD, Tombstone, to make them more relevant for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. But those are very interesting perks there, if those are the 4 DLC perks that will be put into the Wonder Fizz machine and will be added throughout the seasons of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. There were also some leaks that Electric Cherry and Widow's Wine were in the files, the alpha files of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Again, I could see them adding Electric Cherry and Widow's Wine to the game at some point, and maybe a better list could be Mule Kick, Double Tap, Electric Cherry, and Widow's Wine. And some people are arguing that, you know what, do we even need Double Tap because it's the Black Ops 4 system in Black Ops Cold War. Your weapon gets more powerful. It's implementing Double Tap as you continue to Pack-a-Punch more and more to the top Pack-a-Punch tier. So do we even need Double Tap? And if they add Double Tap, is that going to make weapons super overpowered? Maybe, but I think the argument recently has been, let's make zombies overpowered and fun. Who cares if you get more and more overpowered weapons, more and more overpowered abilities and upgrades? I think most people are down with that. So them adding Double Tap on top of the Pack-a-Punch ability we have now doesn't seem like the worst thing. I feel like we would still have fun in zombies, but you guys can let me know your opinions down below. A lot of people are getting this information from the fact that the perk jingles, the Dark Ether perk jingles of PhD, Mule Kick, Double Tap, Tombstone are found within the files of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. And again, this doesn't confirm that we're going to be getting these perks in Black Ops Cold War Zombies in the DLC seasons, but usually in the past, they do save content for the future DLC packs or seasons in the game that they would have brought to us at launch. But then, you know, they have less DLC content. I remember the leaks for Modern Warfare. Before Modern Warfare came out, there were a bunch of different game modes and weapons that were supposed to come at launch that didn't come at launch but came later on in the DLC season. So this could be a similar situation here. Call of Duty has done this in the past, so it could happen again. And I think a lot of these perks, you can let me know down below, what 4 perks do you think have the most likely chance of coming to the game out of Mule Kick, Double Tap, PhD, Tombstone, Electric Cherry, and Widow's Wine? Let me know down below. Let's just look at an example here of what PhD Flopper could bring us in the game. Someone made this over on Reddit, so I'll leave a link down below in the description. PhD Flopper: when sliding into a zombie, an explosion occurs and self-harm from explosives are lowered to 50%. And then the first upgrade is slide 35% faster. Second upgrade, increase explosive damage by 15%. And third upgrade, increase explosion radius by 50%. So this could be a pretty good implementation of PhD into the game. You can leave your comments down below. What would your upgrades be if they added PhD into the game? Also, the Mule Kick one, I covered this a couple of days ago, but we'll go through it again because it's relevant to this video. Mule Kick Soda carry a third weapon. Tier 1, dropped weapons and equipment stay available for 60% longer. Tier 2, 25% increased chance of rare drops from enemies killed from the third weapon. And Tier 3, third weapon with all upgrades is returned after rebuying Mule Kick. So like I said with PhD, Mule Kick, these upgrades probably would be a bit different if Treyarch actually decided to implement these perks into the game. But regardless of that, I think it goes to show you that any of the perks that they add into the game as DLC perks would hopefully provide us with some good and unique uses. And definitely leave your comments down below, any of your perk concepts, what the upgrades would look like. That would be pretty cool to see, and maybe I'll add them in my next video for us to cover and talk about. And also, there were alpha and beta leaks for Black Ops Cold War Zombies early on. I've said this in past videos, that had 5 tiers for each of the perks, field upgrades, weapon classes, and most likely they brought it down to 3 for launch because they want to be able to release 2 more extra upgradable tiers for the future DLC seasons in the game. Again, that's not a confirmation, but they did for sure have 5 tiers for the perks in the game at launch. We all know there's 3, and again, pretty good chance that we could see more tiers in the game. And now also, is that going to make all of the perks more overpowered, the weapons more overpowered? I guess so, but again, I wouldn't be mad at that. At least for my perspective on Cold War Zombies, make it fun, make it just unique to everything else. It's not about competition, it's about having fun playing zombies. It would be a pretty good thing to see that in my eyes. But again, leave your comments down below. What do you guys think about all of this stuff here? I want to talk about different operators that can be added to Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Operators from past games specifically, and I'm responding to a bunch of your guys' comments here. Someone said, imagine if the Marines in Verrucht and Nacht were the cast of the second Zombies map. That'd be cool, actually, not gonna lie. And then someone else says here, I would like to see the Victus crew become pickable operators in Zombies if they ever bring them back. So, as we get further into Black Ops Cold War Zombies, especially as Zombies hopefully continues to become more and more popular, obviously, we're going to get more downloadable content, more content through the Battle Pass from the store that we'll be able to use in Zombies, such as different operators. And I think it's very obvious that we could very well see a bunch of operators added to Zombies, operators as in from crews from past zombie maps and games. The Marines from Verrucht and Nacht are less known. They're not really well known to a lot of people, but that would be a very cool thing to see, and they would be added as operators, and we will be able to use them in any map we play. And especially the Victus crew, I think there's a lot of just interest behind them. Maybe it's not, you know, everyone's favorite crew, but I could definitely see them being added as operators. A bunch of them were playable in Black Ops 4 Blackout. I could definitely see them in Zombies for sure. And if there is any potential Victus crew relation to the actual main storyline of Black Ops Cold War, that would make a lot of sense as well. But honestly, I could even see the operators of the Primus and Ultimus crew eventually being added to the game, even if it messes with the storyline, which I feel like it would. I think at this point, Activision does care more about how many people are going to buy this operator. And if they added a Primus and Ultimus, Richtofen, for example, in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, there is no denying that it would sell well. I mean, it would guarantee be one of the best-selling operators in the game. So I think storyline aside, I could see them really adding just so many, if not all, of the past crew members from past Treyarch zombie maps in Black Ops Cold War Zombies as operators. Now, yesterday we talked about jetpacking in the game. It was in the code. Jetpacking could be used for the fast travel. That is actually something I did not think about. I was relating it more towards the Panzer, and maybe that's his ability. Or it could be used, and I mentioned this in a video a couple of months ago, it could be used, let's say, to get on top of Nocturne Totem, to get on the roof of Nocturne Totem. And back then, the game wasn't out, so I didn't realize that you could just go through Nocturne Totem and go up to the roof through the middle of the building, but the game wasn't out, so cut me some slack there. But I do like this idea. If they have jetpacking in zombies, and if it is in the code, and even if it's not in the code, if we do see it in the future for the game, if it's only used for fast travel around the map, that's a pretty good thing there. Why not? Screw it. If the zombies map especially is set in the future, that would make sense. Although Black Ops Cold War is set in the Cold War, so that does present a little bit of an issue there. I don't know if there were jetpacks in the Cold War era in the 80s. Maybe there were like some early versions of jetpacks and they're just not as good, so maybe they could be used for that fast travel as well. But you know, we'll have to see how that works out. But again, if they ever had jetpacks, that'd be a pretty good use for it, just for fast travel. Next thing, Samantha Maxis, the voice actor for Samantha Maxis, did an interview. This is very interesting. It gives us some insight as to why they brought this character back into the game, how early on they were working on this game. So let's just get straight into this here. She says, "It's a trip. I started voicing Samantha Maxis as a little girl 10 years ago, and I've only ever voiced her as a little girl. In Cold War Zombies, she's not only an adult, but she is a significant character, and she has more perspective on what's going on. It's a wild experience, and it was such a hard secret to keep. This was a big deal. I've lived with Samantha Maxis as a little girl for so long, and the idea of getting to portray her as a grown-up was very emotional for me, and it's been an incredible experience. We had finished Black Ops 4, and the story had been tied up, and that was it. Then I was told by my agent that I had a booking session to go to the studio, and it was for Samantha Maxis. That's cool. I didn't know this was going to happen. Even though it's voiceover, I'm the kind of person who tends to dress to reflect the character. I've only occasionally gone full semi-cosplay for an audition." She pretty much goes on to say she dressed for the wrong role because they told her she was playing Samantha Maxis as an adult. She goes on to say this here about recording lines and creating this new Samantha Maxis character as an adult and what it's going to mean for the storyline of Cold War Zombies. So on the collaborative side of things, feeling like there was not only room for me to play, but that there was a request for all of us together to discover something was pretty amazing. I feel like art in itself, even if there is a singular artist creating something in their little silo, once it's presented to others, it becomes collaborative because art is interpretive. When you create something that affects somebody else, by nature, you have collaborated. Obviously, she's getting really philosophical there. What I'm getting from this, at least in terms of the creation of the Black Ops Cold War storyline, is that they were more willing to just figure out how to bring Samantha Maxis as an adult into the game without really relating back to the past Ether storyline. I mean, they had a whole sort of session where they just decided to create this new character. They decided to just, brainstorm all new ideas, what Samantha Maxis as an adult was going to be like. This was nothing related to the Ether storyline, and it could mean that Samantha Maxis in this game is going to be completely different, more developed, more of an actual character in Cold War Zombies and the rest of the storyline than she was back in the Ether storyline in the past Treyarch game. So really cool to see how that's going to be developed and made and, become a huge part of the story with the rest of the DLC maps for Black Ops Cold War Zombies. That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, thank you guys for supporting the channel like crazy recently. It's been insane. We're about to hit 60K. So honestly, I appreciate the support so much, guys. Definitely leave a comment down below zombies if you watch the whole video. As always, it's greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys later. Bye.